Hey, how's it going? I'm Dan, and we're gonna play some Tiny Death Star. This is from Nimblebit. I think it was actually developed by Disney. They're the owners of the Star Wars license. And so if you've ever played Tiny Tower, you kind of know what you're getting into here. Um, this is the Death Star, and I make little shops. And each shop has 3 employees, and then you can make these apartments, and each apartment has 5 residents. So for example, let's take a look at this apartment here. These are the 5 people living here. If we take a look at the snowtrooper here, it just gives them like a randomly assigned name, and it gives their species. This guy is human. And so their current job, it says trash compactor, but his dream job, or her dream job, I don't know, is the Youngling Hall. And so each character has a dream job, and if you place them in that, I think they produce like double the amount of goods at the shop. And you can see their stats. This guy, really the only stats that are important is the one where he currently works, and of course his dream job. So his service level is 9, which is the highest you can get. You wouldn't put him in a food job or a retail job because he wouldn't be very good at it. Although in this game I'm not really sure what that means exactly. But either way, I wouldn't put him in something that's not even his correct field, which is the service field. And let's check out, like for example, Rex Numb. He is an Ewok, and he also is a service worker, so he wants to work in the Cloud City Spa, but right now he's working at the duct repair shop. I don't know if any of these guys are in their dream job. Check them out. Okay, for example, Dak Organa. He's a human, and he works in his dream job, which is the droid store, and so he will produce twice as many units as any other employee would. But let's take a look at some of these shops. Here's the Imperial Museum. The stars next to each character mean that is their dream job. So if I click on Rush, you can see that is his dream job. And these are the products that you can stock. So you have admission, Palpatine postcard, and a droid tour. And the rank is 2, which just that determines how many items. As you upgrade, you can upgrade the rank here. It takes $4, which is the premium currency, and it doesn't seem to actually increase the amount of stock that much. So I haven't been using bucks for that. You can also move a level for only $1, and then you can rearrange your floors. You can see this the Holonet Cineplex. I have the Marathon and the Premiere fully stocked. The Matinee has run out of stock, and you can see the Dream Job enables this 165 units times 2, and it takes 10 minutes to restock. So I'll place the order, and you can see there is a timer that just went down to 9 minutes, and that's just going to count down until it's fit. So let me go down here. This is the arrivals lobby. There's a guy waiting to go to the 29th floor right now, but we're going to quickly restock my floors. So yeah, this one, the Ithorian food, is completely closed because everything is out of stock. So we're going to stock them up. Alright, so whenever you build a new floor, it just they build it onto the highest level. So the next floor I build will be a level of 40. You can see at the top it says add a level for 331,000 coins. I have 173,000, so it'll take a while before I can do that. So before you could see these little icons above my bank at the bottom. Before there were the exclamation marks and the restocking icons, and that will just cycle through all of the shops that I need to restock. The other icons, this hammer, these are for the Imperial levels, so these go below the arrivals lobby, and these are all, you can see there's interrogation rooms, tractor beam, the map room. Collect that item. And so for example, here is the blast doors. I need a supply officer, and it takes 20 minutes. I have 3 units in my inventory right now. I can summon a supply officer right now for 1,000 coins, but I don't really want to do that because supply officers show up in the arrivals lobby often enough. So I will deliver this guy to the 29th floor, and this is basically the gameplay in the level or in the game. You shuttle people up and down in the elevators. We'll check out this other icon. This is this blue icon, and it just means you have to find this person. If I say no, it just goes away. If I say yes, I need to scroll through and look for that character, which is usually, you know, kind of easy, but sometimes like the characters look really similar. For example, if you have these stormtroopers, there's a bunch of guys that look identical, like this guy on 15 and 13. It's like they're twins, so sometimes oh, here, even on 12 there's another guy. Like you end up tapping on several floors incorrectly. But there's no punishment for doing that, so here he is on the Mos Espa Cafe level. And you get 1 Imperial bucks for your trouble. So the Imperial bucks are the premium currency there that we had before. This guy, Gerald Dodd, he needs to sign a package, so I will look for him. This guy is usually easy to spot because he is bright red. Maybe that's him in the cantina? Yep. Alright, so now we have this question mark icon. This is because there is a main character coming in. This is Boba Fett, and you can deliver him to any level that you want. That's kind of a new thing with the recent update. And so what I'm going to do, just to show you an example, I will deliver him to the Cloud City Spa, and that'll give us a little cutscene. There's Han at the spa. He goes in. But it was a trap. It's frozen in carbonite, and Boba Fett takes him away. So various characters have kind of special scenes that you can unlock if you deliver them to the right floors. Let's check it out here in the menu. In the top left we have the Bitizens, that's the citizens, and you can see just a big list of all your guys that you have living in your building or in your Death Star. Right now I have 3 unemployed residents, and they all work in the food industry, or they want to work in the food industry. So probably the next floor I build will be a food floor. I can see all my levels here. So these are the ones that I've unlocked. Here I can unlock them for a ton of bucks, which is kind of ridiculous. I don't really worry about that. And you know, they split it up between service, recreation, retail, residencies, and Imperial floors. So we saw the Bitizens before. Now we can actually see the main characters. So there's R2-D2. Oh, actually R2-D2 is right here. I haven't unlocked. But there's C-3PO. It gives a little bio. IG-88. It's pretty cool. Han Solo, Lando, Leia, Chewie, some Ewoks, Jawas. Also, there are these scenes that you just saw. There was one that was from this Cloud City Spa. And yeah, let's just do the Cantina one. This one's kind of good. So that scene is gonna trigger if I deliver Han Solo or Greedo to the Cantina floor. And here's the inventory. These are the things that I collected from the Imperial levels. And the reason you collect those is because in the arrivals lobby, the floor below that is where Vader is, and he just gives you these quests. He wants these items for whatever reason, and so when you finally get them, you collect a 26,000 coin reward, which is kind of good. Or you can skip it for $9, which, why would you skip it? Because I think there's a finite amount of those. Stock these floors here. And I kind of skipped through one of those messages just now. When you fully stock a floor, for example the Imperial Museum, it triggers a shopping frenzy, so a bunch of customers will come in and you'll sell through your stock a little quicker for a short amount of time. Let's go back into the menu. The missions are from the Emperor. He wants me to build 3 more of any level, and that will give me a whole 1,200 coins, which is kind of stupid. The HoloNet is kind of like a little Facebook or Twitter thing for all of your Bittisons. Most of the time it's just people making comments on, restocking items. But sometimes here, like, I thought I smelled something rotten in here, but it was just Leia Organa. You start out with a pretty slow elevator, and then you can unlock them as you go. So this second one, the NB200, it moves faster and it gives twice the amount of money for every person you deliver. And the next one, 3 times, 4 times. This Ultralift 3000 is the one I'm using right now. And then the final one requires $500, which is kind of crazy. In Tiny Tower, every once in a while when you would deliver someone in the elevator, they would sometimes tip you with $1 or bucks. But this time you can't get that. So the rate that you earn the bucks is kind of limited. I can also check out the Emperor's Quest by tapping that left icon there at the top. Let's deliver this Ewok to level 30. So yeah, if you have the really slow elevator, it takes a long time to get all the way up here. And basically, up until now, I have only been using bucks to buy the new elevators. You can hurry up with restocking. For example, this takes 34 minutes for the training remotes. I can pay $1 to just completely stock it right away. Anything that is in stock, I can sell all the items at one time, and that will just give me all the money that I would have earned just by selling it, slowly. This one, you see, it takes 2 hours and 1 minute, so that's going to cost a little more bucks to fully stock. To get it, but that would actually give me quite a bit of money. So Pana City Medicines is a new level that they just added with a recent update. Each floor has a different amount of items that they can stock. For example, the Holochest Hall, the 1 coin item, he only stocks 55 of them. It's his dream job, so he stocks double that. If I upgrade the rank, he will stock more. And some of the floors actually have a really low stock For example, the Mos Espa Cafe. You can see the blue milk. This guy, he will only stock 12 of them, 24 because it's his dream job. So that is, constantly running out. So let's go back into the menu, back into the store. You can exchange your bucks for coins if you want to get a bunch of coins right away to build a new floor. You can exchange bucks, but you saw like the next level that I want to build is like 300,000 credits or coins, and the most you can get with bucks is 50,000, and that's for 50 bucks, which is a really terrible exchange rate. You can buy bucks. Let's see what they cost. So if I wanted 2,000 bucks, that would be $100. That is really crazy. You can also unlock citizens if you want to get specific ones. They cost a lot of money, or a lot of bucks. I think they'll eventually all show up at some point. You can also get VIP people, Decorator Droid, which I'll go into in a second, and the Supply Officer. Right away, you don't have to wait. And we already talked about that. Out here, restock these floors. When you get a lot of floors built, you're kind of always, restocking something. Something's always going out. And then in the meantime, there's these guys that come and they want to take the elevator. So you can see he will pay me 60 coins to take him to the 15th floor. That's because I have the 4X elevator. So in the most recent updates, they added this other icon, which is this green thing at the top right. It's one of those probe droids. And what the probe droid does, it actually decorates the floors. You can see all of these floors have like Christmas lights at the top. When you decorate 10 floors, you get some bonus. Like a holiday themed Boba Fett. And then when you get to 35, that gives you this floor at the top, this medicines place. After that, let's see, so I collected all the rewards, and there's 23 days left, so this is like a holiday bonus. So if I decorate additional floors, I will get Imperial bucks. Alright, so here is C-3PO. I don't remember where he can go. We'll take him to the droid store and see what happens. Nothing, he just goes in there. So sometimes instead of a regular person who wants to go to a certain floor, you'll get a VIP that shows up in the elevator, and you can choose to use them immediately or save them in the arrivals lobby. You can save up to 5 people. Oh, here's a VIP right now. So this is a supply officer, and I will save him right now just because the elevator kind of moves really fast and I don't want to have to figure out which floor to deliver him to right now. I can select him here right away. And so what I'm going to do is go to Vader's missions, and I'll see the items that he needs. So let's check out like the salvage, and I'll summon the supply officer right away from there. I think that's a better way to get him. So the other VIP that I had waiting down here, let's see, this guy, he's a celebrity. He will increase the amount of customers I have in a certain shop. So let's check out the Cineplex. So I've got a bunch of stock at the Cineplex. Also the museum. Let's take him to the museum. So you'll see when he goes in, you know, there's a bunch of people coming in, they're doing their shopping, and what they do is you can see the things that they're buying. They're actually buying one of every item that I have in stock, which is pretty. And that lasts for a little while. Here's another supply officer. So we'll talk to Vader, and he needs a star map, so I'll put it there. I think the main appeal to this game and Tiny Tower and like Pocket Trains and Pocket Planes is just, you know, seeing like these little environments and seeing, like, watching these characters move around in them. For example, the Coruscant apartments. It just kind of looks really nice with the flying vehicles outside the window. Or the cantina, which is closed right now, unfortunately, but you know, you have the cantina band over on the right side. There's Greedo sitting at a table. The trash compactor. There's a little, like, a rubber ducky floating in there. Also, when you deliver somebody to a floor, it reduces the stocking time by 1 minute. So that one was, you know, I had about a minute left, and when the guy walked through the floor, through the doors, it knocked that 1 minute off, so it immediately was available to restock. Alright, so the cantina, you can see it has less than a minute left before it's gonna be restocked. The workout center, this also has a very low stocking rate, at least for the base item here. Stocking that. Aquarium is ready to be restocked. And there it goes. Cantina is open for business. I'll do the flame out because that'll just take 1 minute. In the apartments, this one is not full. I only have one guy living there right now. You can pay $1 or $1 to rent it immediately, but you don't really have any control over their stats when they move in. So you might move somebody in who is not very good at work, and you won't want to keep them around. But sometimes people jump in the elevators and they want to go to a floor that has an open space, and they'll move in if there's an open space in an apartment. Alright, so this is Leia. I think we can take her down to the detention level. Let's see if I can get it right. -7. If you stop the elevator just a little bit, or if you overshoot it, they'll get off at the wrong level. Alright, so there's Luke and Han rescuing Leia. So that's one of the scenes that you can unlock. Alright, so C-3PO, I can never remember which floor he wants to go to. Let's take him to the Holochess Hall. Maybe not. And you can see I have a bunch of shops lined up together, like grouped here, like the recreation floors, the service floors, and the food floors. And that just makes it easier to keep track of all my employees and my residents. And then just having all of the apartments together. But since when you build a floor, it just builds onto the top of your stack here at the very top. You know, they're not really in any particular order right here. One of the VIPs that shows up is a level mover, and that will let you move one of your floors for free. And so I'm just waiting for those guys to show up, and then I move my floors to match them up. Alright, so this other icon, this green one, that's that holiday decorator droid. I'm going to use that. I'll just take him up here to this floor, and you can watch him decorate the floor. Alright, so you can see here, since I collected all the regular rewards, every floor that I redecorate just gives me $1, which is not very much, but you know, that was alright. It's better than nothing. The only problem is that once I have all of my floors decorated, I won't really have any use for those droids. And I'm not sure if they can decorate the Imperial levels below the arrivals lobby. Maybe in the next one I get, I'll check. Oh, and just before that guy showed up, we had the big spender come in here. So what he does is he will buy all of one of your products. So I think before our museum had a lot of stock on something, and so he will just buy one of these. He'll buy out everything. So you get kind of like a one-time bonus. So if you go down to the bottom here, I have one Imperial floor actually building at the bottom. And so if you build the Imperial floors, they go from, you know, the bottom down. Every other floor goes from the top up. Whereas in Tiny Tower, everything was just together. Let's see. I don't really know where he goes. We'll try the cantina. Nope, no scene. So one thing, if you don't know which scene a character will create, or if you think you already got it, you could take them to the top floor and they give you double what your elevator allows. So I have the 4x elevator, so that he'll actually give me 8 times the amount of money, which is a nice bonus sometimes. I would say anyone playing this, if you want to rush through the game, of course you can spend some real money, but I would recommend not using bucks to speed up anything in the game, because when you get to new floors and new levels and you're building stuff, it always takes longer than the previous level. So you're really not speeding anything up. I also wouldn't recommend skipping any of these missions or any of these quests. So right now, these two things that I don't have enough of, the salvage and the star maps, they're currently being collected right now. So I'll keep that supply officer in the lobby for now, and I'll use him when that's... So I think that covers pretty much everything in the game. It has a much worse premium currency model than Nimblebit's other games. They've kind of been known for developing their games without any in-app purchases available, especially for their playtesting stages, and so they want to make sure that the game is completely playable as it is, and then they add the in-app purchases, which allow you to speed through the game if you really want to. But since this was a partnership with Disney, you can see they got their hands in it and basically cranked up all of the timers, increased the price for all of the bucks purchases, and since you can't get bucks as tips for bringing people in the elevator, I think they removed that feature just because they want people to spend real money on bucks. But it does have a cool theme. I like the Star Wars theme on it. So if that's what you're into, yeah, check it out. If you put in a lot of time, you'll probably get through it pretty quickly. But if you just, open the app, when you go to the bathroom, or, when you have a spare minute just to restock your floors, eventually you'll finish and you'll probably enjoy the game a little bit more. Oh, and before I go, let's just check out this guy. See what happens if I bring him to this floor. Alright, so he does decorate the Imperial floors as well. So I guess I can get up to 49 extra bucks. It's pretty nice. Alright, so that's Tiny Death Star from Nimblebit and Disney. Thanks for watching.